one.
Hello, I'd like to welcome you to the 2-week update / pre-race meeting for the 2025 Wasatch Front 100 Mile Endurance Run. We've got a fair amount of items to go through and to remind you about, and some issues for you to be aware of, and so we'll get right to it and try to get through this as quick as possible. The first thing I want to do is mention that we had past year Claude Grant and Adam Grobin both resigned from the race committee. We appreciate their years of service, and the race would not be as the race that it is today if it wasn't for their efforts. We have 3 new members of the race committee: Mark Robbins, Taylor Davis, and Troy Olson, and we welcome them. We appreciate their willingness to serve and look forward to a long, fruitful relationship with them. We intend to work them as hard as we can. So far, they've pitched in and are doing an amazing job. We appreciate them very much. The first thing I want to tell you about is our pre-race meeting, which will be on Thursday, the 4th of September at the Sugarhouse Lakeside Pavilion, Fabian Pavilion in Sugarhouse Park. It will begin at sign in and check in will begin at noon, and it'll end at 4 o'clock. That's the meeting where you pick up your shirt, your race number, and you also the place where you drop off all of your drop bags there. And we'd like to have you done by 4 o'clock. One of the things you need to be aware of is we now have the online registration program. We need you to fill that out before you get to the pre-race meeting. If you haven't done it, we'll have to have you use your phone and fill out that form before we'll let you check in. So it just speed things up if you get it done now. You'll find that on the website. Want to remind everybody that there are no dogs allowed on the course anywhere, from the pre-race meeting to the finish line. No dogs anywhere. We all have dogs, we all love dogs, but there's just no place for them at this race. So we appreciate you passing that on to your friends, your family, your crew. No dogs, please. If you get caught with dogs anywhere on the Salt Lake watershed, even in an automobile, there is a fine of over $1,000 that they can enforce upon you if you're caught with a dog anywhere on the Salt Lake watershed. We have some construction going on this year. The Forest Service is doing some pretty major reconstruction in Mill Creek Canyon. The top of Mill Creek Canyon at Upper Big Water is where we traditionally have had our checkpoint for the last 45 years. That is not available this year, so consequently we've set up a checkpoint, a temporary checkpoint for this year and probably next year while this construction is going on at Elbow Fork, which is little more than 3 miles from the old checkpoint. So the distance from Lambs Canyon to Desolation Lake is still 13.8 miles. That has not changed. What's changed is the checkpoint will now be 3 miles closer to Lambs Canyon and 3 miles farther from the checkpoint to Desolation Lake. To help with that, Desolation Lake will have more food and water and supplies at their checkpoint. They're hiking, we'll have more people and they're hiking in more food. In addition to that, we've got a situation where we're going to let you have drop bags at Scotts Pass. So we'll have a Scotts Pass drop bags. So just be aware of that. The distance has not changed one bit, but the checkpoint will be closer to Lambs Canyon and farther away from Desolation Lake. Apologize for that, but there's really nothing we can do. The Forest Service has been real friendly and helpful as far as letting us have that temporary checkpoint at Elbow Fork, and they're working around us for race weekend. I want you to know that profoundly dry this year, the whole Wasatch Front. We haven't had rain all summer. And so consequently, fire restrictions are in effect for the entire Wasatch Front. Every checkpoint is under fire restrictions, and so they won't be able to build any bonfires. They are allowed to have stoves that have either gas or liquid fuel and a cutoff valve, but there no open fires will be allowed anywhere on the course. Once again, we'll have showers at the finish line. We'll have soap in the showers, but we won't have towels. So if you plan on availing yourself of the showers at the finish line, we ask that you bring a towel with you. You're welcome to use the showers and soap, but we don't have any towels for you to use there. Want you to know that the bib numbers will be available on the website Friday evening. They sorted them every year. The folks that handle that to try to sort it a different way, and we'll see if you can figure out how they sorted it this year. I thought it was kind of clever. But anyhow, your bib numbers will be available on the website Friday evening. I want to show you how we're going to be marking the course right here. You can see the ribbons will be the yellow and pink. Places where there's a significant route change, you'll see on the bottom, you see arrows. Yellow and pink arrows will be together. In addition, through the night, you'll have the pink flags with the reflector on them. So we'll have markings will be looking for this kind of stuff along the course, but the major ribbons will be the pink and yellow tied together. They won't be one or the other, they'll both be tied together. I want to go over the parking and access to Big Mountain and Lambs Canyon. Both Big Mountain and Lambs Canyon are part of Salt Lake City watershed, and they're very strict about their restrictions as far as parking and access, and we appreciate them. Salt Lake Watershed has been an excellent partner. We appreciate all that they do for us, and so consequently we need to do our best to keep them happy. So what we've done is we've rented a place called George Washington Park. The directions for George Washington Park are on the website. And we ask that you crew go to George Washington Park and hang out there until you'll be able to follow your runners on the website, see where your runners are. When your runner leaves the last checkpoint before Big Mountain, you will go to the folks there manning the timing table at George Washington Park, and they'll give you a parking pass. Take that parking pass and go up to Big Mountain, and you'll be able to park up there, take care of your runner, and as soon as your runner leaves, we ask that you leave. Don't stay there and watch others, because we have very limited parking there. So go up there, take care of your runner, and then go back to George Washington Park. You'll be able to stay there at George Washington Park. There'll be hundreds of people there. You can visit and talk, tailgate, do whatever you want to do. When your runner is at the last checkpoint, which is about an hour from Lambs Canyon, you'll be able to check in with the folks, the race officials manning the Sugarhouse Park location. They'll give you a parking pass to get you to Lambs Canyon. Once you're done at Lambs Canyon, you can leave and go. If you want to go to Brighton and hang out there for 4 or 5 hours, you're welcome to do that. We have plenty of parking at Brighton. But we ask that you really be conscious and respectful of our parking requirements at Big Mountain and Lambs Canyon. I need to have a little drink here. Last year, if you remember, we had a timing system through Brooksie Timing. Worked out pretty well, but not as nice as we hoped it would. So this year we're going back to the check-in and check-out with the ham radio operators at each checkpoint. And your crew will be able to follow your progress on the Wasatch website. And there'll be a link there to take you to the timing, and you'll be able to follow your runners there. In addition to that, Brooksie has requested that they would like to try, just kind of as an experiment, so they've got cones placed kind of hidden in the brush in between the checkpoints. And if your crews want to access that information, so the Wasatch website will tell your crew when you left Upper Big Water, or when you left Elbow Fork, and then if Brooksie might have a cone up by Dog Lake. If you want to see what Brooksie's, we'll have a Brooksie website that you can go to on our website. That information will be available on our website. That'll be there a day or two before the race. So that's in addition to the official timing. We'll have this unofficial timing that Brooksie will be able to, crews will be able to tell how you're progressing in between the checkpoints. We're excited to have them try that. It'll be interesting to see how that works out. One other thing that we're doing this year, we've got about 53 runners who have volunteered to run the race and try to ignore the ribbons and just use their GPSs or their phones with a GPS system loaded into it, and to see how they how they get along if they ignore the ribbons, and see how that GPS system works. Initial results are pretty favorable. I spoke to several runners last year when I asked them how the ribbon marking, trail marking was, and they said, well, I got off the trail, but my GPS beeped at me. So you might go a mile or two, half a mile to a mile and a half without a ribbon on the trail, but and you might not realize it until you've gone quite a ways. Whereas if you had a GPS, you might only get 100 feet off the trail before you were made aware of that. So anyhow, that'll be interesting to see how that goes, and we'll report to you later how that all turned out. But I want to thank all of you for running Wasatch this year. We realize there's over 200 100-milers in North America, and we appreciate the fact that you are one of the races that you want to run is the Wasatch Front 100-mile endurance run. This will be our 46th running this year. We're excited. We're either the second or third oldest 100-miler in the world, and we're proud of our course. We're proud of our checkpoint personnel, and we're especially proud of our runners. We appreciate all of you and wish you the very best, and I'll look forward to visiting with you and chatting with you at the pre-race check-in on Thursday. If you have any questions, most of this information that I've given you today is all available on the website, and if you have some specific questions, you're welcome to email those at info@wasatch100.com. Once again, thanks, and good luck to all of you this year when you run the race.